So we start off with Yuji walking in on Nanami getting violated. This nigga Nanami gets blown up from the inside out. And this Jujutsu Kaisen, this nigga Gege don't play with death like Toriyama and all them niggas be doing. So when a nigga dead in Jujutsu Kaisen, he dead for the rest of the show. Unless your name Nobara, but that's manga territory, so. And Yuji, as he should, wants his get back for Nanami. And then this nigga Yuji starts screaming, "The fuck is you doing, Mahito?" And then Mahito in his zesty ass voice talking about some, "I can hear you, you don't have to scream." Pause. That shit was gay as fuck. What the fuck, nigga? Anyway, let's just ignore what I just did and move on. So Mahito uses these disgusting ass idol transfigurations he made and uses them to block Yuji. And then Mahito tries to hit him with these spikes, but Yuji blocks that shit, but he ends up putting his guard down, so Mahito tries to hit his ass again. But Yuji weaves that shit, and then he tries to cover him in this brown thing, and then he comes out of a mouth, which sounds crazy, but everything sounds crazy when it's with Mahito. And then he just socks Yuji in the face, and then he comes back out of the thing and tries to stab Yuji. And Mahito is not taking this shit seriously. His ass is straight trolling. Nigga talking about some, "If only I used a little bit more force, I could have stabbed through your face." And then this nigga Yuji says Mahito talks too much. And Yuji, I couldn't agree more. This nigga Mahito needs to shut the fuck up, bro. His ass been talking the entire time I've been recording this shit, bro. So these niggas square up for round two. So then they start walking towards each other. And look at this nigga Mahito. He walking towards Yuji like EDP when he sees his cupcake. But this nigga Yuji just does not care. All he got on his mind is how Mahito did Nanami. So this nigga Mahito tries to sneak Yuji in the dark, but Yuji not with that sneaking shit, cause he hits Mahito in the dark, has his ass grabbing onto the walls and shit. So Yuji finally breaks out of this brown shit, and just look at these niggas, bro. Whoo! I know this shit finna be tough. So this nigga Mahito says fuck the hands and just starts playing Call of Duty with this nigga Yuji. But then he says fuck the Call of Duty, fuck the hands, I'm using the feet. And then he just uses these big ass feet to try to crush Yuji. And then Yuji just chucks this thing at him. So this nigga Mahito gets on this thing, and at first I'm thinking, this nigga ducking the smoke. After all the shit you done, I know your ass not ducking the smoke. But that shit was a fluke, cause this nigga Mahito comes from above Yuji looking like a straight demon. And nah, the personality switch is crazy, cause yo ass was just smiling the whole time. Now you on that demon shit with the red eyes. So then Yuji tries to hit Mahito, but then this nigga Mahito does one of the craziest things I've ever seen in anime. He tries to kiss this nigga. Like, I knew your ass was a little fruity, but I didn't know you was, know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know you was all that, nigga. And Yuji was not with that shit, so he punches Mahito away. And then Mahito tries to snipe Yuji, but Yuji punches that shit away. And then Yuji starts running around Shibuya trying to tell niggas to get the fuck away, cause this place is not safe. But this nigga Mahito turns all these niggas into idol transfigurations. And then this nigga Mahito just starts walking around with these innocent civilians on his hands. And then he just smacks Yuji away along with the innocent civilians. And then Yuji tries to check on the civilian, but he just blows this nigga up into bits as a distraction. What the fuck, nigga? And then we just cut to Nobara fighting a clone of Mahito, I think. And I think the two clones are linked. I don't know. It's been a while since I watched Shibuya, but I think it's a clone of Mahito, and both of the clones are linked. So when Nobara hits a clone, the original Mahito gets hit. I don't even know, nigga. And then Yuji's like, Nobara, you jumping in? Alright, bet, we about to go crazy. And then Yuji just starts going crazy, nigga. I can't even make any jokes about this shit. Just look at it for yourself. And this nigga just starts going crazy. No letting up, nigga. Oh my god. You know the nigga going crazy when you start feeling bad for the villain. Damn. So then this nigga Mahito starts running away, and then Yuji finally realizes that it's two Mahitos and they trying to kill Nobara. So Mahito kills Nobara, and nigga, Yuji, I'm talking to you personally. At this point, it's either get back or die trying, cause he done killed two of your niggas in the span of 15 minutes. You gotta be on your 50 cent timing, nigga. It's either get back or die trying. No in between. But then Mahito sneaks Yuji with a black flash while he's still grieving Nobara. And then Mahito just starts beating Yuji's ass. And just like I said, when Yuji was beating Mahito's ass, I can't even make any jokes about this shit. Just watch for yourself. But then just when it seems like Yuji's going outside and not getting his get back, this nigga Todo shows up.
Tell him to bring me my money.
And if you're wondering why I'm so geeked about Todo showing up, just look at what happened the last time Yuji and Todo got on somebody's ass. Alright, bro. Round 3. Todo versus Mahito. Fight. Let's get it. So Mahito tries to kick Todo, but Todo weaves that shit in the most majestic way possible. Like, nigga, just weave that shit. You don't gotta do all that, nigga. So Todo tries to charge up a curse technique, but Mahito stretches his arms out on his Luffy shit and then just starts spinning around. And then Mahito tries to hit Todo, but Todo just switches out of that shit. And then Mahito tries to sneak Todo. Like, nigga, why the fuck is you always sneaking niggas, bro? And then Yuji comes in, and this nigga talking about some, I'm sorry, Nanami. I'm not gonna take the easy way out. And then he boom Mahito with a black flash. And real niggas know this when the real fight starts. Cause now it's jump jutsu kaisen. No running the ones with this shit, nigga. So then they start boxing and Yuji hits this crazy ass kick to send Mahito back. So Mahito tries to go on the ground so he can catch Yuji one-on-one. But this jump jutsu kaisen, so the ones never last for long in this show. Cause Todo spawns back in and they just go right back to jumping this nigga. But Mahito sends these curses at Yuji and Todo trying to pull off the reverse jump. But Yuji and Todo stand 10 toes down ready for all types of smoke. Psych, I lied. These niggas running. So Yuji and Todo split up and Mahito starts chasing Todo. So Todo tries to kick Mahito, but Mahito weaves that shit. But then Todo uses the back foot to kick Mahito away. So Yuji comes back and these niggas already on straight time and they already know what it is. Yuji throws up the lob to Todo. And this nigga Todo is off a straight cursed energy perk right now. Niggas high as a kite. You ask this nigga what planet he's on, he gonna say Mars. So Todo tries to hit Mahito with a black flash, but Mahito just starts spazzing the fuck out. Niggas on his NBA YoungBoy baby Kia time and straight crashing out. So then Mahito spawns these little tree things. I don't even know what they are, to be honest. So Yuji teleports over to Mahito and Todo tries to set up Yuji to get a hit in on Mahito. Like, nah, these niggas thinking they Shaq and Kobe, greatest 1-2 punch ever, but Mahito says miss me with that shit, nigga. So then this nigga Mahito actually starts boxing with Yuji and Todo at the same time. This nigga's low-key pulling off the 1v2. So Mahito spawns in this thing to go fight Todo and even out the fight. And nah, these niggas Yuji and Todo is some fucking frauds. Cause look at how they getting done as soon as it's a fair fight. That's why they call this shit jump jutsu kaisen. Cause as soon as these niggas run the ones, they disappear like Joel Embiid in the playoffs. Non-existent. But I might have been hating a little too much. Cause these niggas go right back to putting in work. So Yuji and Mahito go back to their ones. So Mahito throws these things at Yuji and they hit Yuji, launching Yuji up into the air. But then this nigga grabs this big ass thing from I don't even know where and he just chucks it at Mahito. Nah, wait. Where the fuck is you getting all this strength from, nigga? I never seen you pick up a single weight in your life. So Yuji tries to kick Mahito, but Mahito just grabs his feet and tosses this nigga like a football. And this nigga Yuji is not beating the allegations, cause where does this nigga go as soon as he starts losing the ones? Back to Todo. So Mahito uses his domain expansion for the first time this fight. So Mahito catches Todo off guard and somehow hits him with a black flash. And Todo's like, I know this nigga did not just steal my nigga Yuji's flow word for word, bar for bar. So Mahito rushes towards Todo, but Todo finds this picture of a bad bitch that he liked on this keychain. And then this nigga just starts moving different. Look at how he backhands this nigga Mahito. Like, I swear, niggas see the bad bitches and don't know how to act, bro. But Todo can't take too much screen time because this is Yuji's get back, so he switches with Yuji and Yuji punches Mahito in the face. And this nigga Yuji added a black flash just to make that shit hurt even more. Like, nigga, the punch was already enough. You didn't have to add a black flash to that shit. So then this nigga Yuji goes to dap up Todo thinking the job is done. But then this nigga Mahito uses idol transfiguration to come back. Like, bro, this nigga's like that one boss in the video game that got like 40 things of HP. Nigga died, damn. But this nigga Yuji's locked in as hell right now, ready to get that get back at any cost. So they go to square up and look at how clean this shit looks. I had to pause the video just to admire that shit. Too much glaze? Oh, okay, too much glaze. So Yuji catches the punch that Mahito throws. So then Yuji winds up hard as hell to try to punch Mahito, and then Mahito blocks it. And this nigga has the audacity to try to look confused when Mahito blocked that shit. Look at how much you telegraphed that shit, nigga. So Mahito tries to hit Yuji, but Yuji blocks that shit. And nah, this nigga Yuji gotta be made out of steel. Cause a nigga that's built like this hit me, I wouldn't be here right now. It's GG's. So this nigga Mahito uses his tail to hit Yuji, and Yuji just starts leaking. So they both rush at each other, and it's straight hands right now. No sorcery, no domain expansions, no jumping, just straight one-on-one hands. This is what we like to see, nigga. And nah, hold up, peep this shit right here. Yuji goes to hit Mahito, and Mahito's just eating every single punch this nigga throws at him. And then he picks him up by the forehead, palms this nigga's head like Shaq palming a basketball, and then slams this nigga into the ground. Oh, hell nah, nigga. So Yuji deduces that he has to use a black flash if he wants to beat Mahito. So Mahito charges in at Yuji, and they start boxing again. So Mahito's armor starts to come off as Yuji hits this nigga right in the shoulder. So Yuji starts to get a flashback from this random ass nigga that he met in the past. And you know in anime that means you get a +10 to all your attributes. So this nigga starts cooking. So Mahito realizes that he hasn't switched places yet. And Yuji hits this nigga Mahito with a black flash. And you probably wondering why I'm not sounding so surprised right now. It's cause this nigga Yuji's used a black flash like 4 times this entire fight. It's low-key lost its shock factor at this point. I'm not even surprised. And look at this nigga Mahito after the black flash. This was the nigga that was talking all that shit, killing all your friends and shit, bro. This is the same nigga, and this why I call this shit the best get back in JJK history. Cause this nigga Mahito starts hallucinating. Nigga hallucinated a whole forest with snow and bunnies and all that shit. When have you ever seen a nigga get done so crazy that he starts hallucinating a whole different scene? We in the city right now. This nigga hallucinating a whole fucking forest with bunnies and shit and all that. This shit crazy. But this nigga Kenjaku comes in, cock blocking the whole thing, ruining the get back and all that shit. I mean, it was already crazy enough, but this nigga Kenjaku just stopped it from being even worse. So yeah, that was the video. I don't really got too much to say to y'all niggas except I love y'all, and yeah, I'm out.